Hi guys. So before you start the video, pause now and copy the notes that you see right here. And then you're going to fill in those notes as you watch the video. So today we're looking at how Native Americans and modern Americans track weather. And we're talking about America because this is where we live and because it's where we experience the majority of our weather, unless we're traveling and that sort of thing. But right now, we're going to look at how Native Americans, specifically the Occaneechi-Saponi Native Americans who originally lived in this land that we call home, how they tracked weather and how we track weather now in our modern times. The Occaneechi-Saponi tribe lived here, which is where we are. We're right here. And they were right here. Our closest neighbors, I believe they lived in our area too, but there's not a whole lot of artifacts and a lot of evidence, but they believe they occupied our area as well. Okay. Now, Native American weather tracking, the Saponi people and many more of our ancestors had ways of tracking the water and the weather before anyone else came over to take the land from them. Often they watched clouds to tell what weather was coming, which we still use to this day. And also watching the animals' behavior. For example, they knew if a squirrel was storing up lots of food, that meant winter weather was coming and it would be coming for a long time. So what can we still do like they did, right? Well, we still use some of these methods for monitoring our weather for today. Like we watch the clouds and we watch and see what animal behavior is like to know what weather is coming. But we also have some modern weather tracking tools that we get to add to our repertoire now. We can add some things to that now. So in addition to our eyes and watching the clouds, there are weather tools that we can use. And these are some of those examples. So let's get into it. A rain gauge, that word is gauge, measures how much rain falls. And it has these little markings, these measurement markings on the side, inches on one side and centimeters on the other. And it shows how many inches or centimeters of rain have fallen in an area. It collects the rain and lets it collect in. And where that line stops tells us how much has fallen. We also have wind vanes, which tells us which direction the wind is going, or wind socks, which tell us which direction the wind is coming from. Anemometers also measure wind, but they measure how fast the wind is going by spinning really quickly. You may have seen these before. They spin to measure how quickly the wind is blowing. Thermometers, which I know we've all used before, measure the temperature. A hygrometer measures the water or the moisture in the air, which we call humidity, how humid it is. Hygrometers measure the water or the moisture in the air. And a barometer measures the air pressure, or how much the air is pressing down on us, because it is actually pressing down on us at all times. We've just become so used to it that we don't feel it anymore. All right, go ahead and complete your practice after watching this video. Feel free to replay this video as many times as you need. Pause it if you need to so you can get the information.